do it. Because if you ask them, would you like me to edge out the front line, they're probably going to say no. And you know how much better it looks if you do it properly and nicely. Guys with thinning hair, it's a great little trick. Even if they don't have some tight haircut like this, you know, my hairline is shaved off up here because actually what grows through here is really thin, so I just cut it off and it looks thick. It's a great little trick to do for that. Okay, let's rinse this out really quick, and I'm going to come back and just fine tune his top, show you some texturizing tricks and cuts and stuff like that that you may or may not already know. So we want to take a 5-minute break.
Yeah, I would like to make
crazy.
we got a few students come in just to do like the tour and take this refreshers, just get a license to No, last one just graduated. Yeah, this one.
A ver, en español, por favor. Pues, empiezan en la mañana o en la tarde, ¿ok? PM o EM.
That's the just right under it in my life.
So what I'm doing is just kind of coming in on the short section right here. And he had a line there to begin with. I was kind of smoothing that out a little bit. Now, first I want to clean up this little edge because I couldn't color it. Hairline. Easiest. Once again, don't push too hard where you're scraping and you're going to give them lines in their scalps. So what you want to do, even if you're going to do a part, which a lot of guys are requesting, let's say we're just going to do a part on him, whatever side you go with, you come to wherever the corners are in the hairline. You want to clean that up first, get that nice and clean and straight. Then you can come in. It's, you know, sometimes easier to clip this out of the way if you feel more comfortable doing that. I just use my comb and hold it down because I also find that I can go right where I want the line and use my comb as my guard. So what you would do with a part, you can make it minimal and just do a little skinny one. With really thick hair, you're going to have to open it up a little bit so that you can see it. You don't, for just a standard part, you don't really want to take it too far past the back of the ear. If you do, narrow that in. As you come towards the back, you want to make that part a little more narrower and narrower. The way that you do that, I'm going to go ahead and start with his part. Narrow part, comb everything out of the way. There's my line where I want it. The narrow part, you just lay it right on the scalp. Contact. That's going to be really, really minimal. You can barely see it. But that's what you want to do as you come towards the back. So I want this to be more noticeable. So I just kind of open that up a little bit bigger. And I start coming straight back with that. Kind of like I'm just scratching his scalp.
matando más árboles.
Man, I want to dye that dark right now. The last time we colored, there was a little edges that were gold, so there's a little gold spot right there that you want to put some black. It's easy to do with bleach. You know what you can also do in the meantime, if you don't have hair color immediately, you can take some mascara and just brush right on that and it will cover it right up and hold it look like hair color. So, as far as some girls' mascara, some guys' mascara, some other time. We're just going to drip this all the way
Yeah, we go.
Now this is a good building block, guys, if you want to start getting into like the hair tattoos and any kind of elaborate designs, or even minimal if you want to add more to it. Keep in mind, you usually want to kind of start out with somewhat of what's going on in the shape line until you run out of hair. Sweep it all the way around, follow the shape. We could come back in below this and add another line below it if you wanted. I'm a fan of more the minimal stuff, so I think this is pretty cool with just one. But remember, it's your client, so if they want more lines, give them some more lines. Show it to them first. Always, say, make sure this is cool. You want to change this up a little. Below this, we're not really going to get anything, but I'm going to try at least, because we already sort of shortened that out. Now what you could have done, if you wanted this to show more, is not go quite down to the skin, and that would have drifted all the way into this corner. But because we already took this so short, it's really not going to show down there. T-liners are a little shorter, yeah. Those will cut a little closer actually.
Would you prefer the T-liner or that one?
For doing this kind of work, I prefer to start with this and then go back in with the T-liner and just clean it up. Because this has got a nice narrow blade.
Yeah.
This also has an interchangeable T-blade too, by the way. But
I was going to ask you, is
narrower
it easier for
blade.
you to use the T-blade or just the...
I never use the T-blade when I'm doing designs, unless it's just totally straight lines. But the narrower line will give you a little better, like if I wanted to come here and kind of making some little curls or some curves or something, yeah, that's when you need a little bit more narrow of a line for that. All right, cool. So we did that. Let's fine tune the top just a little. Do you want me to shorten this, or do you like where it's at? Just a little bit, maybe some texture for sure.
Just texture.
So, question, guys: how many of you
¿Tienen alguna pregunta, please?
use texturizing shears to texturize with?
I do with my
Texturizing
regular
shears?
shears and a razor or the texturizing shears
So
when I'm lazy.
do any of you have a actual texturizing shear that's all you use to texturize? Like big notches? Yeah. Buy some, please. If you want awesome texturizing abilities, not that you can't do it well the way you are doing it, but it'll save you a lot of time. If you buy, there's many different kinds out there. Rusk has some of the most awesome ones, I feel like. I have the Rusk Beta Blade. You can see it's got big gap, big blade, little blade, little blade, big blade, little blade, little blade, all the way through. And the Rusk ones come with a swiveling thumb, so you get lots of rotation. And so now I have these. These are Prosso, P-R-O-S-S-O. Just a little bit bigger gap. The ones they also make, Rusk has a Gamma blade that's got even bigger gaps than this.
For the students, I had a class is coming with the texturizing class is coming soon, so I will let it know. Okay.
Now you can absolutely use your scissors and/or razor to do that with. First, I'm going to use these just a little bit. Just has a blending shear. Just to smoothen this out just a little. Here is actually pretty. We did pretty good blending with clippers earlier. There's probably a little bit we could soften though. But see, these are just like boom, boom, boom. You don't have to go and point cut or anything like that. It saves you a load of time. With long hair, you can take these, come up off the scalp about an inch and go 1, 2, 3, whatever how long the hair is, and get some super awesome shattered haircuts with any kind of blades like this or similar. I can also, which I'll do, I can also go through his head and do the same thing. If you want to do it with just scissors, take a nice big comb, carbon fiber preferably because those are so much tougher. Find out how the hair grows, whatever direction, because that's where you're going to come and go the opposite way. This kind of comes around this way. So, I will look down for us here. So you come in with your comb. I use my scissor, close blade, kind of clean it up, pick it up a little bit. Then I get it in there like that, and I go in an angle. If the hair's angled, like his hair right now is already in this direction. It's not coming straight off the comb. So I'm not going to angle my scissors because his hair is already turning a little. See, I just come in, I go right up to the blade, to the comb, and snip, snip, snip. And then come in right above that, close my blade, use the comb to pull it down. See how it's kind of curving a little bit? I don't have to angle. I can go boom, 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 boom. Now if I wanted more, I could really angle it and get big chunks out of it. It's totally your option. But you can come through and do it like that, and do it quickly. Just like this. I'm hitting the comb. I'm not mutilating my fingers.
Yay!
Just like that. A little bit of an angle. If you go in too straight, you may not take out that much. So that's usually what I'll come in with a little bit more of an angle to it. Same on the side. If there's a little spot on the side you want to blend, you can just come up like it was a scissor over comb attempt and just kind of whittle at it a little bit to soften the line. Easy way to do it with the scissors. You can also pick it up in your hands. That's a little tricky. You're going to cut yourself at one point or the other. Just checking for evenness here. But one safe way to do this, instead of coming in and trying to point cut like this, straight on, that's super dangerous for your fingers. So you can either Now instead of going like this, watch how I come. Let me do some aside a little bit. You can see I'm coming in at an angle. See, like this, instead of going down, and then I'm going to close the blade. So that way, I feel my finger. I don't have to look. I know where the blades are. I can feel it, and that will allow you to basically have a much safer way of texturizing hair. You don't have to worry about cutting your finger. If the hair is long enough, maybe right here I can do it a little bit. Pretty short. You can also come in from this way. Open the blade, slide in, cut it. See, like that. Keeping your fingers out of the way. Real easy. And you can do that a little faster. Just a precaution method of texturizing. You really should never come in and or like this unless you've got this much hair sticking out and you know you're going to stay away from it. You know, with long hair we'll do that more so. We'll just come in and soften the ends up a little bit. That's okay, but if you're going to be that close with men's hair, you either need to come in like this and do it, or come in whatever angle your hand feels comfortable with. So I'm going to take a little more weight out of his. With these, I come off the scalp a little bit. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Just like that. Now, you can see I'm taking a lot of weight out. If they're going to part it over here, don't come right into that, because you're going to create too many little short spots. Leave that a little bit heavy if they're going to sweep that over. See how the front looks a little bit?
You have the texture, yay!
Front, I'm going to do the same thing, but I am going to use these. I'm going to come in at an angle. Watching his head, don't hit his head like I almost did. You can also comb that down very carefully and just come in like that. If it's still a little thick, pick it up. Real easy. I call these the magic shears because they're pretty fast, they create magical results. Makes the client feel a little extra special that you know you're using some cool shears on them. Anything to create more of a customer experience for you guys, for your clients, the better. That's how you can charge more. You have more of a customer experience. You take that little extra step to do something a little more than the other client wouldn't do. For example, please do this for your guys. They will love you. At the end of your service, take your awesome Ferrari dryer with a digital motor. 2,000 watts, the thing is awesome. Turn it on cold. Turn it on cold. Please. Before you take this off, get the hair out of the way, get the hair out of the way, get the hair out of the way. Then, if they've got any more hair, to take care of,